We're not politically correct, we just have common sense.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unfaltering. Show of Support's Hunt for Heroes offers tributes and true stories of remarkable courage.
If these terrorists could come in your bedroom, they'd kill you, your wife, and your kids. And that's what these men are fighting to protect us from, these murdering idiots. And they're taking them out so that we don't have to deal with them over here.
Show of Support started it all just after the shock and awe bound a nation together. Now, years of footage portraying wounded veterans, deer stands, and standing ovations. Hunt for Heroes, that started as one man's way to say thanks, is now a series that many say is way overdue.
This is something I'll never forget for the rest of my life.
It's just a raw emotion.
It's been like a dream. It really has.
We still have 40,000 injured troops. It's going to take a while to get around all of them, but there's no quitting. It'll never stop as long as I'm breathing.
Ever since Terry Johnson found himself totally immersed in America's top combat veteran hunting organization, he found himself in odd situations and odd times. On this warm October afternoon, it hardly seems like hunting season, but here at the Double J Ranch in South Texas, Terry waits for a ride to the airport to pick up one of his American combat heroes.
Is this my ride? It's short and it's tall. It's got big mud grip tires. Jerry's sitting there grinning ear to ear looking out, and I'm assuming, okay, this is what we're going in.
My name is Jerry Johnston, and the Double J Ranch is my ranch, and we spare no expense when it comes to hunting vehicles. Well, almost. Our airport shuttle is an all-terrain shark bus. You could say Terry and I have been a team for more than a decade now, ever since he called me with the idea of taking combat veterans deer hunting. You see, I started something called Texas Trophy Hunters way back in 1975 and retired a few years ago. It gives me the time for my two greatest joys, whitetail deer and rebuilding cars.
Jerry, I've been on a lot of airport shuttles, but nothing like this. What's the story?
Just one of them crazy things I do, but yeah, I was going a back road between where we live and Devine, Texas, over on I-35, and there's an old wreckage yard on the right-hand side. I drove by there one day, and I saw this bus sitting there. I kept going. I kept thinking about the dadgum bus, and I said, you know what? I'd like to put four-wheel drive under one of them suckers with big tires. It's a 1988 is what it is. 1988 GMC school bus, but everybody, when they'd see it, inevitably, they would say, that's a cool bus. So we took two letters off the school and made it the cool bus.
Made it the cool bus.
Yeah.
Jerry's a great man. I love Jerry, I really do. If it weren't for Jerry, a lot of the things that have been going good for Show of Support wouldn't have happened. Jerry eased the way for me to do what I do in a lot of different ways. Jerry's a part of Texas history. He's a whitetail hunting legend, and getting to know him over the last dozen years or so, he's an interesting man, to say the least.
We'll be on 90 right here just in a second.
And I'm very proud that Jerry Johnson does narrate our TV show. In getting ready to put this together, I was going out on a limb by asking him would he mind doing it, and he graciously accepted. But I think he's been a very integral part in the show, but more importantly, Jerry's been a very integral part, show of support since day one. Just an awesome man. We're in downtown San Antonio in a school bus. We got people looking at us from all angles, beside us, behind us. I just couldn't wait to get to the airport and see Johnny's expression, because he had no idea what we were coming to pick him up in.
We're looking for this man.
Are you expecting a ride?
Johny Connlee. Ever since this Marine came back from combat, he's been having a hard time. Terry and I have taken Johny on several hunts, and we've taken him under our wing, so to speak. Of course, there's nothing better to boost his self-esteem than riding the cool bus.
Sit up there. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I mean, I was ready to go hunting no matter. I didn't care what you pulled up in.
We're going to be lucky to get back to the ranch in time for the afternoon hunt, as Show of Support Hunt for Heroes continues. Stay with us.
People love that bus.
It's awesome. It's not only a school bus, but the wheels, it's just awesome.
I would have jumped in a Volkswagen bus. It didn't matter. It wouldn't even have thought twice.
You want one?
We're looking to get one of those.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we just put it up. I've got a Facebook page called Shark Bus, just for fun. I cannot tell you how much attention. You can't get 100 yards, people stop you and take pictures of the kids.
It's awesome. It's not only a school bus, but the wheels, it's just awesome. And he's a hunter, so that's what he's looking for.
We've been pulled over by someone else wanting a picture of the cool bus.
Beautiful. I like it. People love that bus. We'd stopped for a little bit after we picked up Johny, and we had a couple come up in the parking lot, and they just wanted to look at it and look inside it, so it draws a lot of attention. It's an interesting ride. Johnny's special in that he hunted with us about 4 years ago in our program. He's a former Marine. He served 7 years, got injured. What amazes me is his dad is John Connlee, the singer, the country singer. John is an all-American guy, and he's raised a son that wanted to go defend the country. He could have lived a life with a silver spoon in his mouth, and chose not to, chose to do the right thing and take care of all of us. We just got through sighting in rifles. I know you got yours, but I want you to use this one if you would. It's going to be going to a man. I'm going to present it to him on stage in Midland.
Oh, yeah?
And because of who you are, it's going to be a Marine.
There we go.
So I'd like for you to be the first one to take something with it, and then I'm going to tell this Marine the story about it when I give it to him. So
I'd be honored. Man.
I mean, I really do. Stuff like this means a lot to me.
I hear you. Any Marine out there is my brother, but the fact that Terry asked me to get the first kill on that rifle for another Marine, I mean, that just, it made my heart swell up. I mean, I can't explain just how much of an honor that is for me.
In a way, it's a former Marine and a Show of Support alumni passing the torch to a new man, to a new candidate and a new participant in our program. Johnny's ready to kill something. I could have handed him a baseball bat and he'd have been ready. Of course, first time he was out here, we dubbed him Rambo, and if you're ever around him just a little bit, you'll figure out why. He's a real go-getter. He's full of vim and vinegar, as we say.
Texas it's got a place near and dear to my heart. It's definitely my second home. Just being back here and walking up to that deer blind and just knowing that I was about to see all these beautiful, beautiful deer and hopefully knock one down if I'm given the chance, it means the world to me.
Cody Glasscock is Johnny's guide here at the Double J Ranch. There's a tower blind on a high slope that looks out over an ocean of thick brush, live oaks and mesquite. Right on cue, the deer start moving, drifting into the clearing from the surrounding cover.
We just had tons of deer moving, and at one point I counted 22. We're out there, a bunch of does and a lot of young stuff. And there's a ton of great young deer here that, I mean, in the next few years, they're going to be just awesome.
Typical of October, the first bucks are the youngsters. The cruel part is sometimes those youngsters can tempt the trigger finger. Cody keeps Johnny focused on finding a mature buck. It's only October, and Cody has already spent hours hunting and scouting whitetail bucks from this blind. It's become his favorite hunting spot. And like any hunt, sometimes it's the initial stillness that can make the mind start to wander.
I was mixed up when I got back from Iraq, to say the very least. I didn't have much direction or drive. Nothing excited me anymore after what all I've been through. And life had lost its flavor, and I was spiraling out of control, just mentally and emotionally.
After his first hunt with Show of Support, Johnny Connlee enrolled in a wildlife biology program at Texas A&M. In a few years, his degree will make all of this South Texas brush his office.
When I found out that I could, work down here, it gave me a drive to actually do something that wasn't negative, which is all that I was trying to do, is just numb and dumb out the pain, one way, shape, or form.
After Johnny and Cody study a ton of deer, the sun escapes the South Texas sky on the first evening hunt.
Oh, it's always sad to leave a blind and not get a kill, but it's just seeing the deer work, that's good enough for me, almost. But I got to kill a deer, don't get me wrong, I got the itch. Something's got to go. Like I say, it's heartbreaking, but hey, it happens. You don't go out there and kill one every time.
That ain't a doe.
That'll get your blood pumping.
Right when we were leaving, Cody got the text saying a deer down. Right then, I'm just all excited for him. I mean, it gets you amped for the next day. I was, as soon as I saw that, I was ready to go back out there right then.
It's a good sign that the mature bucks are moving as Show of Support Hunt for Heroes continues. Stay with us.
It's a well-known fact the people of West Texas know the importance of hard work, determination, and drive. For years, TCO Field Services has been a part of the expanding petroleum industry. Another well-known fact is the admiration West Texans have for America's troops. Plain and simple, military heroes don't have a better friend than the hard-working folks in West Texas. At TCO, we never lose sight of the job done by our military, keeping us safe here in West Texas.
Yeah, I mean, there was a bit of a sleepless night last night, though. Anticipation always gets the better of me, especially down here in Texas when I'm hunting a deer. And so, I mean, I woke up 2 or 3 times before I actually had to, and hopped up and grabbed my pants and looked at the clock and said, oh, no, a couple more hours.
It's day 2 of Johnny Connlee's South Texas whitetail hunt. It's a place he's been to before, several times in fact. His guide is Cody Glasscock.
Cody was telling me that he's scouted this out and he's seen a really nice 10 that they want me to get. And so, I mean, I'm just all the more for it. We just had a lot of young stuff moving this morning and a lot of young does. So, I mean, it's just the up-and-comers we're playing around this morning.
Several hours into the morning hunt, Cody knows when it's time to wrap it up.
Looks like the deer pretty much quit moving, head
hold in, give you some breakfast.
All right, sounds good to me. Hunting in South Texas for 3 hours, it's nothing. Definitely in comparison to sitting 8 to 12 hours on a post in Iraq. I will definitely take some South Texas deer blind any day of the week. I read the book Marine Sniper, which is about Carlos Hathcock, had 93 confirmed kills in Vietnam. I read that book probably 4 times before I joined. So 2 months after I got out of high school, I was sailing on the yellow footprints of Parris Island. Right after that, it was 2 deployments to Fallujah, Iraq. I wouldn't talk about any of my, anything that happened in Iraq. I kept it all pretty much inside.
Dealing with the bad guys is not what he has nightmares about. It's his buddies that got hurt, his buddies that died.
I was blown up by an IED at about 20 feet, and I was so close, the overpressure from the explosion, I was the only one that was left standing because it just knocked everybody else down. I mean, there's no reason that I should be alive, but I only caught minor shrapnel in my face and in my hand, and I caught a quarter-size piece in my groin protector.
Whatever it takes, war is ugly, and everything's fair in war, and what they've had to do, they've had to do on our behalf. We need to support them in that.
My dad had always hunted growing up in Kentucky. Always shot guns. I started shooting when I was 4 years old. He's a country music singer.
The whole world came to know a Nashville disc jockey who took a private, heartbreaking incident and turned it into a huge country hit called Rose-Colored Glasses.
Those rose-colored glasses.
Rose-Colored Glasses would be followed by several hit songs, like The Backside of 30, Common Man, Lady Lay Down, Old School, I've Got My Heart Set on You, and so many more. But John Connlee will be quick to tell you his greatest accomplishment is his family and the son who grew up to be an American hero.
When I picture Dad in my mind, he's wearing greasy work clothes and out there mowing a field or, you know, shooting something or something. I mean, he's just a country boy. And so it never dawned on me that my life was any different than anybody else's because he never allowed me to think that way because it's just not him. And so there's no glitz and glamour. I mean, it was all, you know, farm work and hunting and fishing and getting a whooping when you needed it. That's where I want to stay.
Johny Connlee is a guitar player himself, never far from a 6-string and the greatest audience of all, the moon and the stars in South Texas, as Show of Support Hunt for Heroes continues.
Double J. Oh, what's wrong with me?
Stay with us.
Somebody help me!
Help me! Until you've sat in this South Texas brush and you've seen a Texas sunrise or a Texas sunset, even on a hot day, felt a cool breeze rolling in on you, it's something special down here. It's not like any place I've ever been.
It's the final afternoon hunt for Johny Connlee and guide Cody Glasscock here at the Double J Ranch in South Texas. The mature bucks have been sticking to the thick brush, and that buck Cody's seen from his blind so many times has been a no-show for the last 2 days.
It's the last evening in the stand. I mean, the pressure's on, you know. You never want to come down here and not get what you're after. Well, first we had a couple does come out and start messing around.
It's a good sign that the deer are starting to filter into the clearing.
And then we could see something moving in the back.
Here comes that other buck.
When that buck walked out, I mean, just the heart starts thumping. And you know, I'm just praying that he gives me a good look and I can go ahead and take him. He was just wide. I mean, just his width is just real impressive. I think it was 22 3/4 outside spread. This one just takes the cake as far as I mean, he was just a monster. He was just a buster.
He's going down.
Yes. Heck yeah, man.
Way to go, bud.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. That's awesome.
Yes.
He's down right there.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a good deer.
Yeah. Man. I mean, it's a dream come true for everything to work out as perfectly as it did. I think I've probably slept about 9 hours, maybe this whole entire weekend, just because I'm so amped and pumped to be here. So when you finally get what you're after, especially a buck of that magnitude and just as beautiful as he was, when you get to kill something like that, it's just, I mean, every dream come true.
That head's holding up off the ground.
Man, that'll work right there.
Heck of a buck.
This Tennessee boy loves coming down here to South Texas and hunting these big old deer.
Yeah. A heck of a bruiser you got there.
Yeah, he'll do. Dang, look at that body. Yes.
Look at that.
Jeez, look how wide he is.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Nice deer.
Man.
Congratulations,
Thank
sir.
you very much. Thank
you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Beautiful.
Big bruiser. When I finally got my hands on him, you know, it was just like a sigh of relief, but that heart was still just pumping in my chest. How wide do you think that is? Oh, I don't even know how to really describe it. It was awesome.
For somebody who just killed a great whitetail buck, there's no other place they'd rather be in the world than right here. Only thing is, after a few minutes with this buck, Cody knows Johnny wants to share the moment with one other person.
Way to go! That's a nice deer.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, beautiful deer.
I tell Terry all the time, I mean, show support to me saved my life. Because, I mean, I was rough. It was a hard road that I was on, and I didn't see really any way out of it. And show support, lend a helping hand, you know, and just trying to thank me. And, I mean, but I can't thank them enough for the whole experience and for everything. It's unreal.
Boy,
Thank you, sir.
you start to remind me of me.
Johnny's dream is to go to Texas A&M. I support him wholeheartedly in that. I'm glad that I'm just a couple hours away, and I want Johnny to know, and he does know, that whatever he needs, all he's got to do is pick up the phone. I'm right there for him.